Hey, 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 welcome back to Carvin to Diamonds, the personal finance show where we believe with the right pressure and time, anyone can go from raw carbon to an absolute diamond. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm George. If you're new here, welcome. You picked a seriously good episode to start with.
We're talking about how to go from completely broke, like checking your bank balance and wanting to close your eyes broke, to genuinely building real wealth, step by step.
The actual plan. Not fluff, not just believe in yourself, though, spoiler, that is also in there a little bit.
Okay, yes, fair, but we're starting with mindset around money. When George and I first got serious about our finances, the biggest blocker wasn't a lack of information. It was this deep-seated belief that wealth was for other people, that rich people had some secret club I hadn't been invited to. That story we tell ourselves, that's the first thing that has to go.
I used to think talking about money was almost embarrassing, like it was greedy, and that kept me stuck. The mindset shift. Money is just a tool, a resource, and using it well is a learnable skill.
Right. And once your head is in the right place, step one is to face the music, a full financial audit of yourself. No hiding. Write down every debt, every account, your income, your spending, all of it. You cannot fix what you won't look at. I felt sick the first time I added up all my debt, but knowing is always better than not knowing.
And once you've got that full picture, step two, before aggressively paying off debt, is building a small emergency fund. I know that sounds counterintuitive when you're in debt, but here's the thing. Life happens. Your car breaks down, your boiler dies. And without a small buffer, that emergency goes straight onto a credit card and you're right back where you started. Even $1,000 set aside is a game changer.
That starter emergency fund is your firewall. Once you've got it, pivot hard to step three, eliminating debt. This is where people debate the snowball versus the avalanche.
Classic debate. The snowball pays off your smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate, just for a quick win. The avalanche attacks the highest interest debt first, which saves more money mathematically. I'm team snowball, especially at the start. Personal finance is 80% behavior and 20% math. That feeling of paying off a whole debt, even a small one, keeps you going.
The best strategy is the one you actually stick to. While doing all of this, you need a budget. People think budget means deprivation, but it's permission to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And when you look at your spending, there are almost always subscriptions you've been paying on autopilot that you can trim without even feeling it. I found $40 a month for an app I hadn't opened in a year.
The subscription audit, always eye-opening. But here's the other side. You can only cut so much. At some point, the path to wealth isn't about spending less, it's about earning more. We're talking about increasing your income, asking for a raise, taking on a side hustle, freelancing a skill you already have, selling stuff. These are some of the highest ROI moves you can make.
And the beauty of side hustle income, if you're disciplined and don't inflate your lifestyle with it, every dollar can go directly towards your goals. Debt gone faster, emergency fund built faster, and then investing starts.
That's where the magic kicks in. Once high-interest debt is gone and you've got a solid emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, it's time to start investing. It doesn't have to be intimidating. The most powerful strategy for regular people is beautifully boring. Index funds. A tiny slice of hundreds of companies spreading your risk with historical returns of around 7 to 10% annually over the long term.
And the thing that turbocharges all of it is compound interest. Your returns start earning their own returns, and over decades, that snowballs into something extraordinary. That's why people call it making money while you sleep.
The earlier you start, even with small amounts, the more time compound interest has to do its thing. If your employer matches 401k or IRA contributions, do that first. That match is literally free money.
Free money. Never leave it on the table. We've covered mindset, financial audit, emergency fund, debt, budgeting, earning more, and investing. But the most underrated ingredient in all of it, George, is consistency.
Without a doubt, consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need dramatic moves, you need the right moves made repeatedly, even when it's boring, even when the market dips, even when life gets messy.
And you will go off track sometimes. That's not failure, that's just life. The goal isn't perfection, it's getting back on the path quickly and not letting a bad month derail a good year.
The most important thing is to remember why you're doing this. Financial freedom isn't really about money, it's about options, saying yes to what matters and no to what doesn't, without money being the deciding factor.
That's the whole point, options and freedom. All right, that's a great place to wrap up today's episode. George, anything you want to leave people with?
Just this. Wherever you are, in debt or just waking up to your finances, you are not behind. You're exactly where you need to be to start. Every step is progress, and progress compounds just like interest does.
I love that. To everyone listening, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We're genuinely rooting for you. Share this episode, leave us a review, and come back next week.
And remember, the pressure you're feeling, the struggle, the hustle, that's not a bad sign. That's exactly the kind of pressure that turns carbon into diamonds. We'll see you next time.
Go convert some carbon into diamonds, friends. Take care.